Big Boy's
Big
neighborhood.
Boy.
All righty now. I'm going to tell you, it feels crazy to be on this side looking at this man right here.
Hey.
Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked in the neighborhood.
Jason.
Welcome to the neighborhood, man. We've been talking about this sit down for a minute.
We have.
Yeah, and now we are here together. And we're going to walk out of here together. We're going to whoop somebody's ass if we have to.
Hey, it can go down.
Let me ask you this, man. With Hollywood Unlocked, first, how did you start? Like, where is Jason Lee from?
Jason Lee is from Stockton, California. It's a little really rough town up north near Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
I started out there. You know, I had met Queen Latifah when I was 15, and I don't know, it was something in her that just like sparked me wanting to pursue a friendship with her, which was crazy because we were just kind of going back and forth, shooting the crap. And she just said, if it's meant to be, you'll find me. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to find you. And then 3 days later, I got shot in a drive-by, true story.
Oh, wow.
I got shot in a drive-by shooting, and then I was in the hospital, and I looked her up. I started calling around. She was on Living Single. I called 411. I called Fox. Fox sent me to Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers sent me to her trailer. I got her on the phone. I got her phone number, and then she brought me to L.A., and once I got to Burbank, I thought Burbank was L.A.
Yeah.
I just saw this bunch of black people working. I'm like, I need to be out here, you know, because where I'm from.
And how old were you at that time?
I was 15.
15.
Yeah,
Wow.
15.
Damn.
Yeah, so I came to L.A., and I mean, when I walked on the set of Living Single, I really acted like I was a producer. I was like, I'm here, you know.
I made it.
But they treated me very well, and I was just so inspired by her, and just she stayed in contact with me over the years, and so I wanted to come out here at 19, and because I was ready to get in the game now, because I had been around a little bit, I had networked, and people, I mean, I would come out here at 16, 17 on my own. Mm-hmm. And then 19, I had a going away party, and my brother got murdered at the party. So it really stifled my you know, wanting to really get out, because I was just going through it. And so I stayed home, and I just, you know, figured out how to get myself together, started getting some really good careers, and then eventually my job led me here. And I had so many relationships that once I got here and I really got in the city and started hanging out, I was like, yeah, I gotta get out. I gotta get into that.
So what kind of gigs were you doing out here? Because you know how we're like, man, just add water. I'll do anything.
Yeah.
I just know that I got to be here. And even with me, Jason, I did one of those. I'm going to throw everything up against the wall, and whatever sticks, that's what I am at that moment.
That's the business model for Hollywood Unlocked.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, throw it up against the wall.
Throw it against the wall, and if it sticks, keep throwing it. And if
Yeah.
it don't stick, throw something else.
Yeah,
that
man.
really was it. And people, I keep trying to tell people, they're like, what's the secret recipe? Hard work, dedication, never giving up, and just getting out there and trying it. You know, if you don't try, you already fail. So
Yeah,
if you try
exactly.
it, I think when I first got here, believe it or not, my job, I was a director of a labor union. I was the director of SEIU for Kaiser Permanente workers. I was in the hospital.
So you had to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? You know how you got to.
By day, I was doing that.
Yeah,
and by
man.
night, I was out in the streets. I was at White Lotus. Remember when we had Area? I was out at the clubs hustling and networking, and then, you know, start doing side hustles. So once I started making good money on the side, like, oh, you know, so Trey Songz, you know, Chris Brown, well, we want to book them. Can we book them? Oh, well, let me call. And once I did it first deal, I made 30 grand in like a week. I was like, I'm out.
Uh-oh. You was like,
I'm out.
You was like, I'm permanente gone from Kaiser. You know
That
what I'm
fear was
saying?
gone.
I heard
Yeah.
that. So how did Hollywood Unlocked start?
So I had been just, you know, because I had been around so many celebrities, and then I would see stories pop up, and I'd be like, that is not true, because I was there, or I was at that club, because I'm in the streets. I'm not like the other people who are hiding behind their platforms. I'm in the
Yes,
streets.
you go write the story. You go write the story. You go write the story.
Now, I'm not writing the stories, but my face is,
But you
I stand
there.
behind everything. Yeah. So when I started seeing friends' stories pop up on them, I was like, man, this is not accurate. So we need to create a platform that can actually spill the tea, but also provide a safe place for people to share their story and to like have a fair report of what was happening. So that's how it kind of started, and then it just kind of just took off. I got on Love and Hip Hop, used that as a springboard. I was building Hollywood Unlocked in Love and Hip Hop before it was even built.
Right.
I'm building it as I'm
Wow.
in scenes like you gonna be on you gonna be on Hollywood Unlocked, but Hollywood
Yeah,
Unlocked.
you knew. Like, what is it? You'll find out. I'm still.
I'll send you an email.
Yeah, I'm still over here building. I'm still over here building.
But then by the time it launched, I remember our site, like, we didn't even have the right infrastructure, because I didn't even really know what I was doing. And the site broke the first day because all the traffic came to it. But then I just started finding the right team, you know, having the right team that believed in my vision. And I didn't have no money. I remember sitting in my apartment here, having invested everything in Hollywood Unlocked. Me and my friend Lee were looking at each other. I said, we have $100 for this week.
Wow.
Now, mind you, I can get $30,000 here and there, but that money was going all into my business and putting together materials and this and that. But I remember sitting there and struggling. We don't have them conversations no more, but I will never forget that conversation.
Yeah, and that's one of those where you know where you came from.
Absolutely.
And sometimes you're like, man, I know I got to hustle because I know possibly I don't want to go back, but I know how to go back.
And if
I know how to survive.
And if I have to go back,
I know how to survive.
I was telling my friend the other day, I love what I do. I love that I have the flexibility to do what I love doing, but I would not have a problem going right back over there to Kaiser and being a union rep because I love helping people. I love fighting for people who can't fight for themselves or being a part of some community organization.
But that's kind of what Hollywood Unlocked is too. When you say you heard stories or you saw stories that weren't true.
Yeah.
And the one thing, even with Hollywood Unlocked, you don't see people going at y'all saying that's not true.
No, they don't.
Or there's some sites where we say don't even grab the news from there.
Where they get
because
that from?
don't
What's
you know
the
what I'm saying?
source?
Like don't even grab the news from there because it's made up. They might as well just say, such and such had a baby by an alien. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all fake. Hollywood Unlocked. Jason Lee, did y'all crack the Khloe Kardashian thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So how did that go?
Okay, so earlier when we were talking about lucking our way to success, people I know she said somebody had called in earlier and said, "Oh, I met Jason Lee and he was nice at the Real Fest." People have their own perception of me,
right?
Like I can't control it, so I just have given up. What happened was, I was getting in the shower on my way to a meeting with the creators of the Wendy Williams show, just taking a meeting with them. And my editor calls and she says, "Oh, what are you doing?" We're just kind of talking. I'm like, "Hey, I'm getting in the shower." She goes, "Okay, well, Tristan Thompson's a dog." I'm like, "Okay, well, clearly we know that."
Right.
And she says, "Well, he's messing with Jordyn Woods." I'm like, "Really? What? Wait, Kylie's friend?" So I'm like, "Okay, let me take a shower and let's call her." So I called, Larson and called Khloe and we confirmed everything and all that. And then once it was real, we just ran it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Do you ever get people that's upset with you?
Yeah.
Because how do you? And it's not like you got to please everybody because you do it something where sometimes it's even your friends or somebody that you looked in the face like, damn, I got to write about.
I'm gonna
this.
tell you something I've never told nobody because nobody caught this. I got into a fight with Odell Beckham, in public,
Like a physical one?
Yes.
Damn.
Like. We never. It didn't come. I mean, it didn't come to blows because there were a lot of people in between us. But stuff got really crazy because he didn't like a story I wrote. But like I explained to him, we're just a reflection of what's out there. If you're doing it, we're reporting it. So I always go up to him and say, "Well, Oprah said, what part in this did you play?"
Yeah.
I'm just the mirror. If you don't like it, change it.
Did Khloe feel us? But you called Khloe. Did she feel a certain way or Tristan feel a certain way when the story broke? With Jordyn Woods and
I think Khloe was. I mean, first of all, Khloe is probably one of the nicest people privately. I mean, the Kardashians. Yeah. She's really nice. She was, I think, really hurt that it was happening, but she also respected that I gave her the heads up. That's why she went to our Instagram and confirmed the story, which is what brought tons of traffic and like 400,000 followers in a couple of days. Wow. She actually confirmed it. I didn't ask her to confirm it. But I think she said she had never really had anybody give her the heads up like that. And
when you saw the Red Table Talk with Jordyn, were you like, you're not telling the full story?
I thought that I said this. Jada Pinkett Smith, if she doesn't have a crisis management firm, she is in the wrong business because she actually, what I didn't like about that interview was going back to my roots in the labor movement, working on Obama's campaign, working on the Trayvon Martin campaign, being a young black boy from Stockton who was been shot, who's watched his brother die of real gun violence, being in the trenches. I was around Queen Latifah when she got carjacked and shot. Her friend got shot back in the 90s. So I really am a product of my community. So to see Jordyn Woods flip it and become this scorned black woman by the media and just victimized for being a thought, like I was over it all. Damn. And people just say, "Oh,
do you know Jordyn?"
No, I mean I know
because
her mom.
See, I know her, and I know Elizabeth, right?
Yeah,
and I don't know her to know like a lot of the other stuff, but I love her mom. I love, you know what I'm saying? So I don't get caught.
She's making all kinds of things.
So
I mean, she's cool. Elizabeth is nice. She is nice, but she's like a knockoff Kris Jenner. She really is. Ooh, wow. She really is. She really is. And I ain't mad at her. What I love about Kris is she took a lemon. She took a lemon. And she turned it into a franchisable lemonade store.
Not even a stand.
No. So congratulations, Elizabeth. They should work their number. And I mean, I'm still out here saying I need my 10%.
Of
Everything Jordyn gets.
Why?
What? She was living in the backyard at Kylie's house. I don't even know if she ate her own food, but whatever. Now she's out here really getting all these deals. I'm like, now
Rick
you know.
Ross video.
Yeah.
No, she's in a Rick
hanging
Ross
out
video.
with Meg Thee Stallion. Now if she come out with an album, I'm done.
Hey man, we had
Hey,
Rick
Rick
Ross in
Ross,
here.
yeah.
Rick Ross said he want her in.
Really?
Yeah, man.
She said give her
Well,
6 months.
He can make it happen.
Yeah.
Because he's the boss.
Yeah, all righty. Well, hey,
Damn.
and that's you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to tell. I want to come back because we were hanging out over the weekend, and Messy kept coming up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now we were hanging out, and this girl was like you said, you got a call this morning. They was talking about they saw him at Real Street Fest, how nice he was.
He was really nice.
Girl was like, "Oh, I love you," but she said messy.
Yeah.
Do you get messy a lot?
I just didn't.
Because the Jordyn and Elizabeth thing was messy. You know what I'm saying? Do you get messy?
bit.
Well, let's say I have learned how to. First of all, I know social media and I know how to get people talking.
Right, right.
And I also learned, having done some television now, the power of a platform and what people like to do and what people like. I can go on there right now and say, you know, and this is a true statement. I think you're a great dad. One thing I think people, if they don't see that on this show, like behind the scenes, you're a great dad. Your daughter, you're just amazing. And I think if I say that on Instagram, people will be like, okay, that's great, but who is Jordyn sleeping with? That's what I want to know.
Big boy fucking.
Who is Big Boy fucking with that?
Yeah, you know what
By
I'm
the way,
saying?
everybody, Lunel just left out of here very happy.
Yeah, hello. Nail, I served her well.
But you know, so like the stuff we post 60 posts a day. So yeah, most of those are viral posts, things that get conversations going, and so I get labeled messy. And I do say some messy shit sometimes. I don't know. Black Enterprises did an interview on me, and I called the writer. She's a young black journalist, Selena Hill, and I said, listen, only because I'm direct to you, I'm going to give you this feedback. You brought up something that happened with me 4 years ago, me throwing a drink on somebody. I understand. It's something you can't let go. Now, the personal side of me looks at it and goes, well, damn, I've got a nationally syndicated show, 4 seasons of Wild 'N Out. I've created a business from scratch. I'm a black-owned business that employs a lot of people, and I have all these other things going on. But in media, we tend to go back to that negative thing. That's just for clickbait. And she was like, I'll delete it. I said, no, delete it, because on the other side, as a journalist, I get it. You got to do what you got to do.
Right.
Write that shit. I don't care. Get them talking. I don't run from the word messy. I will say, I tell people, whatever you think about me, think whatever you want. I'm going to let God deal with my autobiography when I get to the gate.
I heard that.
I'm going to get in.
I heard
And if I
that.
don't get in, I'm going to sneak in.
Is that, or you know somebody. Be like,
somebody.
hey, come on over here.
Hey, God,
Yeah.
holla at your boy.
Yeah, you know I got that exclusive on you. You know what I'm saying? Now let me ask: is there anyone that hates you that you know, Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked, that's like, I despise him?
You know, people don't ever say it to my face. You know, I'll hear, oh, well, this person said this or this person said that, but I chalk that up to, like, you know, people clout, they want to get next to you. I don't know. I've never had anybody say to my face, I hate you. I hope not. I hope they don't hate me.
What about with Beckham wanting to whoop on you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I
What
want to
about-
fight you in the street, not whoop on you, because
Yeah.
I know you're good with your hands. Don't get it twisted.
What was the story?
Well, and I always play the gay card. I'd be like, you know, somebody was trying to holler at me. Don't try me. 'Cause I get creative now, and you know the shit I do, it'll stick. It'll stick for a long time. No, I mean, I think he was just mad that I wrote a story, and then he was out of the country when it posted, and it created a lot of issues, and then he couldn't get in touch with me purposely. I wouldn't answer the phone, and then I just ran into him.
Is there anyone or a story that you said, I don't want to be the one to present that? Because you got to know and see a lot, because
Yeah.
you're a lot around
Yeah.
a lot of people.
Yeah.
Is
you
there
know,
anyone you will protect?
I have a rule. Well, okay, I have a rule. Whatever we do in private time is private.
I heard that.
So if I'm in your house, or I'm around your family, or I'm on a trip or vacation, or I'm in your private area, I will respect that. And if some crazy shit goes down, I'll be like, bruh, I really need that. And if you say no, I'm gonna leave it
Yeah,
alone.
yeah.
I really will. The other thing is,
So
I don't,
you ask for permission, you want to apologize for some things.
yeah. I
Right,
mean,
okay.
if I know my intent is not to hurt anybody. I
Right.
report what's out there. Now, what happened with Jordyn and Tristan, I didn't even really know Chloe. I knew Chris and I knew Rob. What I didn't like about it was we live in a city where everybody is just moving around and you ain't got no moral authority. You ain't thinking about nothing. You don't care about the next person. And I just felt like, okay, you're her. You've profited from this family. You have built a brand from this family. You're making money. You're living in her sister's house. You called her that morning and lied to her about what you did. Now I'm gonna put that out there. So and I'm gonna give Chloe a heads up because she got a kid, and this is gonna be crazy. So I did think a lot about it. Now, if I was messy and really didn't care and just sat in my house and said I'm not going out no more, or locked up in here at iHeart, I would just
go.
What?
Yeah.
Our numbers would be through the roof.
Do you ever get nervous walking out in public because of a story that you broke? Or not even broke. It's 60 posts a day. Everybody can't love 60 posts a day.
Right. No, I mean, I told this story recently on The Breakfast. I ran into Tristan Thompson. Now, if he really wanted that smoke, he could have got me because I was standing right there. I didn't have security that day. He could have got me, but he didn't. And I always say, look, you know, if I run into somebody and some really goes down because you really wanted to go there, even like with the thing with Odell, all I kept saying the whole time this experience was happening was, when I get home to my computer and my camera, it's over. Mm-hmm. So if you let me get to that, you better not let me get to that.
Yeah.
Don't let me get my phone. I mean, phone flew across the room. It was a mess. No. So I would say, yeah, when I ran to Tristan, yeah, it could have went down. But, you know, again, you didn't think about your daughter when you were sleeping with that girl. You didn't think about her baby mama, her mama. You didn't think about her image. You didn't think about your image. You didn't think about the image of the black man who everybody says always cheating. You didn't think about nothing. You thought about you and this ridiculous penis that you have that is just uncontrollable out here in these streets. And so you got caught slipping because my people were there watching you be a hoe. So now you can't be mad at me because I told the truth. Now, maybe I don't articulate things the nicest way.
Yeah.
No sugarcoat.
Hey, dude, I saw one, Jason, where you were at some store, and I don't know if the dude was like recording you or something, and you got your own recorder. Like, man,
I didn't even tell this whole story. I go the same day I break the Chloe story. I go to the meeting with Deborah Mercury, the TV people. I leave there. I go to have a salad because I've been trying to lose weight for 20 years. I'm just about to give up.
20 years.
I'm having a salad, and Cardi FaceTimes me. And she says, somebody's taking pictures of you and posting them online. And I said, what? And I'm like, what? And she goes, check your text. So she's texting me this. And I look, and I turn around, and there's a guy sitting here taking pictures of me and posting them on a blog, telling people my whereabouts if they want to come get me.
Oh.
Wow.
I'm from Stockton, California. I ain't with the Hollywood shit. Believe me, you know, this season on Love and Hip Hop, when you see my story and you see where I come from, like, I come from the dirt. Like, I come from literally nothing. So I just lost it, you know, and I pressed him a little bit, but I mean, he didn't want no smoke, so I left him alone.
How did you get him on Love and Hip Hop?
I called Mona and I said, all right.
I called Mona. She ain't never put me on that.
Really?
Yeah. I'll take that up with.
Yeah, but Big Boy is so respected and loved. I mean, I'm just like, whatever. I'm with it all. I just called her. I say, I'm going to launch this brand called Hollywood Unlocked. Your business is my business. I'm going to get in everybody's business, and I'm going to make a lot of people happy and mad, and I would love you to capture that.
And Mona Scott was like, all right.
She was like, we'll go to this meeting and talk to them, and if they like you, then we'll figure it out. So I went in there, and I went in. I'll never forget the producer's husband was the video guy, and I said in my mind, the first 30 minutes of this 1 hour interview, I'm going to give them the most like smart, funny, whatever. And then the next 30 minutes is going to be the messiest shit I could think about.
Wow.
So I went in there and I told them the 30 minutes of the business stuff and my friends. And then the next 30 minutes was about my gay lover and my relationship and how he was really straight and explained that whole thing. And they were like, this nigga's crazy.
Yeah. Your gay lover was straight?
Well, he's straight. I mean, he's never had a gay relationship until me.
Right.
And then now he's back with women and God bless him.
Hey, man, and you don't have to say this, but have you ever knocked down a celebrity?
Of course. I won't anymore, though.
That's straight?
Or not even straight.
That's straight?
Wow.
Yes.
As you scroll down on Instagram. No.
Like a male celebrity you've knocked down?
Well, I ain't knocked down no female celebrities.
Right. You're like, what part of gay do you
And this is what I say, like, they don't ever have to worry about me outing them or saying anything. Yeah, never. And just come on. Now that I got this national platform, come on.
Hey, man, he probably looking at me like, really big?
Wow.
You're going to ask the question?
I mean,
all the tumblings we've had together? You know what I'm saying?
Listen, I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah. But, man, so, oh, man. Okay, I'll leave
but
that
I won't
there.
date any celebrities anymore because now it's a little bit more complicated. Now, I mean, I did tell the story about how I thought Jussie Smollett had a fat ass and slid in his DM and all that. You know, and I still...
Yeah, I remember. I think I heard that.
Yeah. I mean, you know, and people are like, oh, you just being messy. I'm like, well, there go that messy word again.
Yeah.
You know, it's a true story, though.
Messy is yours.
My truth is my truth. I live in my truth. I walk in my truth. That's why when I went to the Real Fest this weekend, I didn't look to see who was performing and say, okay, can't go on that stage because I'm going to get beat up.
Right.
I just like, okay, I'm going to show up and, you know, it's all love.
Yeah, I noticed you walk. What's your relationship with Cardi B?
Love her.
Yeah.
By the way, I love the interview you guys did too.
Oh, thank you,
And I
brother.
love there was substance. You know what I mean? Like people, yesterday with the whole Joe Budden podcast and the rant, Nikki rant, and all that.
Right.
I mean, the craziness. This girl is really just living her best life, taking care of her daughter, loving her husband, taking care of her family. Being concerned about our country with politics, and really being a positive person. So what's she supposed to do now? Go back and argue on Instagram? That's just not even where she's at right now. So I really love her. I've loved her from the beginning. And people say, "Oh, you're nothing but a fan." I am a fan. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of
Like
you.
that's a bad word.
Yeah, like even like with you. I told Floyd Mayweather this. I said I came out your house and ran into Big Boy. And when Big Boy said he had saw one of my interviews, for me that was validation on my journey.
Yeah.
That you have a titan like you who everybody respects in radio, actually paying attention. And again, we throw shit at the wall and hope it sticks.
Yeah.
So we don't know people
But
are watching.
I would see what you do, and I would even talk to Doc, and I would tell Doc, I say, Doc, watch this dude, man. Watch him. And it's not about the craziness, like, or we shouldn't put our brand with that, because there is, for whatever people say, man, there is a way and there is a class that you present things. You know what I'm saying? And the one thing is that I don't know if you ever been sued, but you're not making stuff up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't get sued for lying, but I get sued for other shit.
Right, yeah. But I'm talking about, it's not like people always challenge you, or Hollywood Unlocked has this thing. It's where you guys are lying.
We've never
it's
been
almost
accused.
like, don't let them find out, as opposed to they making it up.
And there's a lot of people, and I don't take things personal. ASAP Rocky, when he got out of jail, I text him, "Hey, I'm happy that you're out. I still want to catch up with you." I'm not going to press him for an exclusive, because if he goes and does 10 interviews, I'm still going to find the one thing that I know I can make go viral. Like I saw the interview you did with Blueface where he said he slept with 1,000 women. I gagged at that. You know what I mean? And then I'm thinking like, damn, well, if I interview Blueface, I got to find something creative now,
Yeah.
But I'm just, man, and what I loved about what you did and what, other, legends in radio and broadcast have done is just show me love. I've been really big on Black Brands Matter and how the disparity of Black media, Black journalists, Black media, Black hosts in the press or on the press lines have been treated, and to see the love coming from people who matter in this industry really is humbling. And I've given up making people think he's a good guy, he's this and that. I just let my interviews speak for themselves, and once in a while an occasional round on Instagram. But in the end, keep talking.
Let me ask you this: what about the people that would say you're negative, or you're the first one to out somebody black, or you know what I'm saying, or you mess with your own? And I'm pretty sure you've seen all that. How positive can you be? What do you say to those things?
I would say, if so when the Jordyn Woods thing went down, I got a lot of criticism from Black women who said, "Oh, you should support her because she's a young Black girl." I don't see color when I report a story. I don't see race when I report a story. I am equally angry that there are kids in the border in cages as I am that Nicki Minaj cannot find a hit and stop being angry. It's just my opinion about what's happening in the world. And if people think I'm mean, I know my heart. Trayvon Martin's mom, when I posted this, that the show was going national, and I posted it on my Facebook. See, I'm coming to Miami to do an interview. She was like, "You have my blessing. I'm supporting you." And people that know me know me. You know me personally. I don't feel like I'm a mean-spirited person, but sometimes, we live in a crazy world. Sometimes my report is a little crazy.
Yeah.
And it's going to keep being crazy.
I know, because now, and I'm saying it's doing this.
Yes, it is.
What do you bring to the Hollywood Unlocked show as far as at iHeart?
Yeah. Okay. So thank you. First of all, when I got the deal, I said, "What do I need to change?" Because I was a little nervous.
Right now,
They said, "Don't change anything." I go, "Well, this ain't live, right?" "Okay, it's tape. Cool." Okay. I think, I've always said we're the pulse of pop culture. I think really, we are in the streets as much as we are online. And we're going to be talking to some of the biggest celebrities and asking them all the questions that fans want to know. But more importantly, we're figuring out a way of incorporating ways of our fans having a voice in our show, where they can, one of the segments, Socialite Sound Off, where we're going to tell our fans, you can go online, any topic that you want us to talk about, post it, tag us, hashtag Socialite Sound Off, and we'll pick your video and play the audio and respond to you. We want people to feel like this is their house. So I'm just really excited.
And that starts this Sunday.
This Sunday.
Real 92.3 and across all the iHeart affiliates. Like I said, he got more affiliates out the gate than I've had in my career, but I put that together with iHeart. you
It's
know
your
what I'm
fault
saying?
because you told them to bring me over here.
Yeah, I know,
appreciate
but
that.
I'm gonna get damage out the seat, and I'm coming over. You know what I'm
Sorry,
saying?
Damage.
I
Sorry,
definitely know.
Damage.
I definitely know what's going down.
Damage has happened
Yeah.
before.
Damage has been damaged.
And Damage has a segment called Damage Control, where
Yeah.
there's so much craziness going on out there in the world. We created a segment called Damage Control where he clears the air on things. And I mean, he's been a
Perfect.
great addition. He's been very helpful on the mechanics around here. This is, again, I just go in the studio and talk crazy and leave, and they put it together. Now I got to make it a real deal thing.
Yeah, but you know what, man? You got so many Sunday shows in you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like when I first started radio, and to this day, I'll look at a TV show or a movie and I say, man, that's a lot of hard work. But a TV show sometimes is 22 episodes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I look at that and I'm like, I do so many episodes. Like you've done this. You've done Hollywood Unlocked. You know what I'm saying? You got way more content than a Sunday between 8 and 10. That's why Hollywood Unlocked still goes and you do well. But as far as content, you're not going to have a problem at all.
Well, I mean,
it's how you going to take all that into.
That's the problem. So I don't know. I'm going to figure that out. This weekend we got Trina on the show. Then we're going to go to New York and interview Wendy Williams and get a couple interviews out there. But yeah, I mean, there is so much content. I don't know what they're going to do. We're going to figure it out.
Is there anyone that's afraid of you? You know how there's some people they like, man, I'm afraid. You know,
Afraid of me? Nobody should be afraid of me. I think all the guests that have come on our show
won't do the show because Wendy had a problem with people doing her show.
We haven't had that problem. Literally, as I'm waiting in here, I'm on the phone with Tiffany Haddish talking about her movie, The Kitchen, and I'm like, okay, you got to come on the show. People are excited about the opportunity.
Yeah.
They're excited.
Plus, you let them speak
We do.
in their voice. If they come down, speak. But also, I figured out with you, don't come in here either because sometimes it's not going to be these baby gloves on because I got to ask the questions. You know what I'm saying?
Charlamagne just told me I'm going to get punched in the face, so I'm waiting on that.
If Charlamagne ain't got punched in his face
Yeah.
direct from years ago, then you'll be all right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And I look at it like all our guests that have come on our show have had a really good time. When they first come in, there's a little nervousness.
Yeah.
But once they warm up, they get to spill in their guts. And they've always said, I've never said this before. We just had Soraya who talked about being homeless when she was when she got the Empire
Yeah,
job.
she told us the same thing when she came in.
You know, so
no, she didn't.
Oh. I'm like, okay, Soraya.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, we get them comfortable, and they all feel good. I mean, one thing we do say is, don't come in here and tell us what we can't talk about.
Right.
We can't do that.
You starting to see it. We see a lot of that.
Do you really?
Yeah, and I mean, it could
lot,
be 10
man.
elephants in the room.
Sucks.
Really?
And they'll be like, oh, could we not bring, and we like.
Like, how are we not going to talk about
There's
that?
been interviews that we haven't taken because.
And I'm right there with you.
Yeah, because
it's Big Boy's neighborhood.
It's like, dude, like some of them we will. Okay, we don't
respect.
need that. We
Yeah.
got other things, but there's sometimes, man, where it's like, okay, that's ridiculous. That's the only reason why this motherfucker coming in.
Kim Kardashian does not have to tell me don't bring up the Ray J sex tape. I don't want to talk about that.
Right,
I don't
right,
want to talk
right.
about nothing that's old anyway. I want to talk about right now.
Easy
Got
call.
something going on.
Yeah.
All right. Big Boys
Big
Neighborhood,
Boy.
Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked. Thank you for coming into
Thank
the neighborhood
you.
and
for
hanging
having
out
me.
with us, man.
Thank you.
I am so glad you
be
good with
exciting,
us.
I know.
Yeah, you know what I'm
No
saying?
scandal at this
We
table.
like
I don't want to be at Hollywood Unlocked ever.
Yeah.
Being at Hollywood Unlocked is not a bad thing.
All right.
I
There's
know.
no-
I'll take it for a good story.
It just depends on why you're on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Do you feel like people come at Hollywood Unlocked differently than they would come at like a TMZ? Because you're out there.
Yeah.
But Harvey, they can say that whole TMZ is messy, and Harvey not even out there. Like if people,
No, Harvey's white. That's
See?
why Harvey's not taking the hit. They're quick to say Jason's a blogger. Well, no, wait. Why can't I be an entertainment media site?
Yeah.
I now have a syndicated show. The thing I will say is no matter how successful you get when you're black, they somehow find this tricky way of minimizing how important you are to the culture. So I just kind of laugh at them. They can say whatever they want. But Harvey, he's going to always get a pass. Except for the time he tried to steal my story, and I went out and said, Harvey, you need to pull up.
Yeah.
Pull up, Harvey.
Yeah,
Me and
man.
I will fight Harvey right there in the street. Now he's playing. I like
Hey, he's a lawyer.
but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
mess around and get sued again.
Yeah, be in line. But
Yeah.
my man Jason Lee, Hollywood Unlocked in the neighborhood.
man.
Don't forget, man, this Sunday, 8 to 10 premieres this weekend at Real 92.3 Big Boys
Big Boy.
Neighborhood.